Hello, my name is Laurel Lemke, and I wanted to share with you about WRAP. Stands for the Wellness Recovery Action Plan. Wellness Recovery Action Plans were developed by Mary Ellen Copeland and her associates as ways for people to structure, plan, and take care of different types of difficult situations that they may uncover in their life. WRAP was originally developed for working with mental health challenges. However, Mary Ellen has developed WRAP for life for many different types of situations, such as dealing with clutter, working through chronic health situations such as diabetes or arthritis, and it can also be used for post-traumatic stress and even dealing with clutter. Mary Ellen wanted to know how people could live well. And what she did was she sent out a series of questionnaires to different people, and she found out that there were 5 different concepts that most people agreed upon were important for living well. The first concept was hope. And it's really important for all these people said that for them to know that they could do better, that they could overcome their challenges, that they could maintain through their challenges and do better. So hope is really important, and I think it really is based out of Mary Ellen's own experiences with her mother, for whom the physicians had given up hope for her when she was in a hospital, but the family kept the hope, and the mother regained her hope and was able to go back and live with family and regain a career. So hope is really, really the important aspect for recovery through the WRAP plan. The next concept that people agreed upon was personal responsibility. And that is that we really need to be in charge of our own recovery, and that may mean we are the experts in ourselves, and that we take responsibility. Things such as finances, such as making doctor's appointments, such as getting the resources that we need. But anyway, personal responsibility means that we really take charge, and that it isn't that others are doing things to us. Another aspect that people agreed upon was really important was education. And this would be like for any type of illness or situation a person has, is to learn what they can. It could be going to a support group or going to an agency that deals with an illness that you're working with, such as the Depression Bipolar Support Alliance. It can be getting books from the library. It can be internet. It can be even calling a warm line or a hotline to specifically ask for information. And as we grow older, some of the things change, and we also want to be updated about what advances are happening. So, and there's sometimes specific support groups will be very helpful for education. It's also important to be a self-advocate, and that means to be standing up for yourself. This can be such as indicating that you need to have support. Could be I've known people that have gone to vocational rehabilitation counselors, and they're very firm in advocating for what type of work they want to do and what type of education they want to have to be able to live their lives well. So self-advocacy is basically helping, is part of what really the WRAP plan is all about, because it's making personal choices and about what's going to help you and going forth with them. However, with all of these, it's very important to have support, and that's having at least 5 people in your life that can help you as through different situations. And this is both natural supports. Natural supports are persons that you may have from your family, maybe a roommate, it could be a neighbor, it could be friends that you make from church or other organizations. And it can even be, sometimes it's people that you do business with. Those are natural supports. Then the more professional supports could be people such as the physician that you're working with, a counselor, pharmacist. Those are different types of people who are the more professional supports. Okay. So again, those were the 5 key concepts of the RAP plan, which were whole personal responsibility, education, self-advocacy, and support. The basis, or the upon which the RAP plan is based, is having a wellness toolbox. And a wellness toolbox are all the resources, all the things you can do that keep yourself well. These can be things such as interacting with animals. It can be reading on a regular basis. It can be yoga, can be art, things that increase your creativity. Lots of different wellness toolboxes. And one of the most exciting things I have found in my experiences with RAP is every time I'm involved with facilitating a group, more and more ideas are generated. And it's important you pick the ideas from other people that are going to be helpful for you. They may not, and if it's something that doesn't make sense to you, you don't pick it. But as people work on their RAP plans, and the RAP plan is something that needs to be revisited all the time, is you can be adding on to your wellness toolbox. So the other part of the RAP plan that is basic is having a daily maintenance plan. And a daily maintenance plan starts out by identifying what you're like when you're well. And this basically is the baseline. And it's helping recognize how you are at your best. It could be that I'm social. It could be that you're able, at your best, that you are keeping things in order. Could be that you are sleeping well. But when you're well, what is it like? What is your base like when you're feeling well? And in order to feel well every day, what are the things that you do? So what a person may do every day, most people, it may be hygiene items such as, personal hygiene items such as brushing teeth, maybe how often they taking a shower every day. Could also be things such as the amount of getting some exercise every day. It can be dealing with home tidiness, but the various things that you need to do every day so that you feel well. So it's basically your daily routine. The next thing that can be done is things that you might do in a given day. And these are things such as, it could be laundry, it could be grocery shopping, it could be calling a doctor, it could be calling a friend. But these are things that you can do that are things that help you feel well. So the next part of the Wellness Recovery Action Plan is to be aware of and identify triggers in your life. These are things that may happen that can be upsetting to you. So one trigger might be being at certain types of gatherings, maybe a family gathering, maybe being around a lot of people that might be triggering. And so there may be an action plan for that. It could be, if this is going to be stressful for me, I may bring a friend to this situation. Or it might be, if this is a stressful situation, I may choose to go to that event for a short period of time. Another thing could be if a trigger were not being able, missing some sleep, or having noise around, having things that are keeping you from sleeping. An action plan would be to do something different with your sleep hygiene pattern, or do something so that you are going to be able to sleep. So again, triggers are, and this is as I've worked with people a lot of times, or chatted with people, sometimes it's hard for people to figure out what their triggers are, but to look at what's going on that has made things, that may lead you to be upset, when it's so that would be the triggers. The next part of the RAP plan is identifying early warning signs and having an action plan for that. Early warning signs are things are not quite normal, or they're if we can think of things being normal, but when things are a little bit off, it can be that normally I can sit through a movie or something like that, but maybe I'm not able to sit through a whole movie. I don't have that concentration level. It could be another early warning sign could be, again, missing one night of sleep or something. Another early warning sign for someone could be they're forgetting something. They forgot to bring their keys to work or something like that. So when there is an early warning sign, there could be an action plan, and an action plan might be an action plan for forgetting the keys might be to actually make a list, or to have like some kind of strategy to deal with it. But again, the biggest thing about an early warning sign is awareness, and to take stock of what you're doing, and to use wellness. Again, these may be wellness toolness from your wellness toolbox. What strategies you would be doing. It could be more whatever. I mean, for me, it's a lot of times it's concentration. So it might be doing whatever I can do to be more meaningful, purposeful. The next part of the crisis plan is when things are beginning to break down or get worse. And when things are beginning to break down, that's when you really want to take stock and do whatever you can to put your life back in order. Sometimes it means simplifying things. It may be having your support people to help you with things. But when things are breaking down, it may be taking some time off of work. It may be having people help with other responsibilities. But it is to try to get your life back normal as soon as possible, or just it can be. It's taking it easy when things are breaking down. The crisis plan is what we need to have in place in case the unraveling that's going with the things are breaking down gets to a point where we really need help. The bottom line again for the crisis plan is we can refer to what I'm like when I'm well, so that people saying this is what I should be like. This is my comparison level where I want to be. The other thing is that we want to know for signs when we may need to have people take over. And things that people may take over may be, we may not be able to do our responsibilities at work. We may not be able to, and that might be that the person you're not able to concentrate, you're not feeling well enough to get out of bed. That would be when people would need to be able to take over. It could also be the matter of sleep, But basically, the different signs that you have for whatever situation you're working with that really shows that you need help. And at this point, it's also important again to realize who are the supporters who are going to help you through the crisis. And we find that there are some people who may be very good for providing transportation, and there may be some people that you want to have help you go to the doctor with you, but you may also have some family members who may be, or friends, where this would be stressful for them, and they may be able to do other things, such as picking up the newspaper, or it's also going to be important to have people that are going to be able to help you with the pets. But it's good to have supporters and multiple supporters, and also one of the things that's really important is to have supporters who know who they are, who they are, so they can communicate with each other. And that's one of the things that's basically, when you do write the crisis plan, it's really important to be able to share this with your supporters. The other thing to know about the crisis plan is what your medications are that you should be taking. You have this list available to share with others if you were going to be taking care of if you went into a facility or other people were helping you. The other part of another part is to know where you want to be cared for, whether it's in your home, if there's some places in the community to go to, like such as peer support places, peer-infused support, places where peers are helping, and also respite centers. Or if the treatment facilities such as hospitals, and it's good to have some choices because sometimes you're not able to go into a facility. And again, what kind of help do you specifically want to have from other people? We talked about the supporters, and to think ahead of time about what's going to need to be done. And with the crisis plan, it's also good to know when are you going to be stable and when are you going to inactivate the crisis plan, so that you're going to live and because once you start the crisis plan, it needs to be stopped at some time when you're able to do your own transportation or whatever, and it may not all be at once, but different parts. So one thing that was added to the RAP plan is we now actually do talk about post-crisis plan, which overlaps with the crisis plan in some ways, but it's where do you want to go, what do you want to feel like when you are leaving your crisis. So again, it's sort of the baseline, how are you going to be, and where do you want to go when you are out of your crisis, and who's going to be helping you with that. And it can be, having plans for home. I know that when I left hospital once, I had friends that took me home, and they brought me groceries and laundries, and they checked up for me on a regular basis. In the post-crisis time, parallel to other parts of the plan, you also want to know what you want to do every day while you're in crisis, and again, to be aware of when you might be feeling worse, so that you can stop things from getting worse. And you also want to know again when you're out of post-crisis, what to stop. So the Wellness Recovery Action Plan can be done in a notebook. It can be done on the computer as a RAP app, which is really good because then you can share the PDF with other people. It can also be done as a pocket version, but it's really a very valuable tool that can be used for your life, whether it's dealing with mental health crises or other situations. And I hope that you'll be able to find a good RAP group in your area.